What does AI predict about FIDE Candidate 2026? Let's start from FIDE. ChatGPT.
Fabiano Caruana, chance to win, very high. Why? Already won candidates before, proven in this format, extremely strong preparation and consistency in classical chess, usually performs well in long elite tournaments. Weakness, sometimes struggles to convert must-win games under pressure. Final judgment, Fabiano Caruana is in S tier.
DeepSeek.
Fabiano Caruana, USA. Caruana is widely considered the player to beat. He is a former World Championship challenger and a previous Candidates winner. His legendary opening preparation and immense experience are his greatest assets. Two-time Candidates winner Ian Nepomniachtchi noted that Caruana is fully committed to another championship push. The biggest question mark for him has been a tendency to burn out at critical moments, as seen in the 2022 Candidates. If he can maintain his stamina across the 14 rounds, his floor is incredibly high. Fabiano is in the S tier.
Gemini.
GM Fabiano Caruana, USA, 2795. Tier, S tier, the favorite. Analysis: Caruana is the most complete classical player in this field. He qualified early and has spent the last year refining his preparation. His recent 7/9 score at the St. Louis Masters shows his calculation is as sharp as ever. In a long, grueling 14-round double round robin, Fabi's stamina and superior opening depth usually bubble to the top. Verdict: he is the man to beat. If he stays solid with black, his white games will be lethal.
Claude.
Fabiano Caruana is, in my view, the single most complete chess player in this field. His opening preparation is borderline supernatural. He works with some of the best seconds in the world and arrives at every tournament with novelties prepared deep into lines most players haven't even considered. His endgame technique is precise, his positional understanding is world-class, and he has handled the pressure of candidates-level chess 3 times before. The one knock on him is that he's been agonizingly close to winning the whole thing before without clinching it. Which raises psychological questions. But his rating of 2,830 makes him the highest-rated player in the field by a significant margin. He is the outright favorite to win this tournament. Fabiano is S tier, and in my opinion he's the best player in the field right now, a hair above Nakamura.
Grok.
Fabiano Caruana, the 33-year-old is making his 6th candidates appearance, 5th or 6th depending on counting, and qualified by winning the 2024 FIDE circuit. He's the ultimate calculation king with legendary opening depth. He once prepared to move 30 in candidates games, and has come agonizingly close before, lost the 2018 tiebreak to Carlsen. Super consistent performer who rarely blunders in classical, excellent at grinding out wins from equal positions. Slight rating edge to Naka but more proven candidates pedigree. Experts like Carlsen call him a co-favorite. Chance to win, very high, 30-35%. Caruana is in S tier. Nakamura and Caruana are in the same tier as the clear co-favorites. Nakamura has a tiny edge right now due to peak rating and current form/momentum, but Caruana's experience makes them basically interchangeable at the top.
Next.
Hikaru Nakamura.
ChatGPT.
Hikaru Nakamura, chance to win, very high. Why? One of the strongest classical players currently, huge experience and strong endgame technique, very practical style for candidates. Weakness, sometimes too solid and doesn't push enough for wins. Final judgment, Hikaru Nakamura is in S tier, but Fabiano Caruana is slightly better because of stronger historical candidates' performance.
DeepSeek.
Hikaru Nakamura, USA. As the highest-rated player in the field, Nakamura's talent is unquestionable. His resilience, adaptability, and ability to go on long winning streaks make him extremely dangerous in a tournament format. The major concern, pointed out by Nepomniachtchi, is his lack of recent classical chess practice, as he has focused heavily on online and faster time controls. This could leave him underprepared for the deep opening preparation required in a candidates event. Nakamura is in the A tier.
Gemini.
GM Hikaru Nakamura, USA, 2810. Tier, S tier, the final boss. Analysis: despite his semi-retired streamer persona, Hikaru enters as the highest-rated player in the field. He is arguably the best defender in the world. He is nearly impossible to beat, which is vital in this format. He won the American Cup just last week, proving his form is peak. His only hurdle is the psychological weight of this perhaps being his last real shot. Verdict: if Hikaru wins 2 games early, the field will find it almost impossible to catch him.
Claude.
Hikaru Nakamura is the other S-tier player, and I'd actually put him just a touch below Caruana even though many analysts pick Nakamura to win. Here's the nuance: Nakamura is absurdly consistent. In the 2024 candidates, he tied for second with 8.5, 14, only a half point behind Gukesh. His resilience under pressure is genuinely elite. However, since the 2024 candidates, his only classical tournaments against fellow Super GMs have been 2 years of Norway chess and last year's American Cup, the qualification controversy aside. There's a real question about his sharpness against the very top. That said, the last 6 decisive classical games between Nakamura and Caruana have all ended in Nakamura's favor, which is a wild stat and a real factor. He's dangerous, experienced, and mentally bulletproof. Hikaru is S-tier, equal billing with Caruana, but in my ranking, Caruana edges him out very slightly.
Grok.
Hikaru Nakamura, at 38, he's the highest-rated player in the field, 2810, and qualified via the rating spot with the highest average over the cycle. He's a 5-time US champion with massive experience in high-stakes events, elite opening preparation, especially with modern engines, and incredible consistency in classical chess despite focusing more on faster formats lately. His calculation and endgame technique are world-class, and he thrives under pressure. The main knocks are occasional classical rust from online/streaming focus and past candidates where he didn't quite break through, but this feels like his time, with no Magnus in the field. Chance to win, highest in the field, 35–40%. Nakamura is in S-tier.
Next, Ramshbabu Pragnananda. ChatGPT.
Our Pragnananda, chance to win, high, Y, young and fearless, excellent preparation and creativity, aggressive style fits double round-robin format, still gaining experience at this level. Final judgment: our Pragnananda is in A+ tier and is the best among the younger challengers.
DeepSeek.
R. Pragnananda, India, the young Indian prodigy, is the player many are most excited about. He has been grouped with Caruana as a clear favorite by Nepomniachtchi, who praised his versatility and large opening repertoire. Grandmaster Wesley So also believes he has a strong chance. His fearless and creative style has propelled him to the top of the game. The only potential weakness is his lack of experience in a tournament as grueling as the candidates, where nerves can be a decisive factor. Pragnananda is in the A tier, just behind Caruana but arguably on par with Nakamura.
Gemini.
GM Pragnananda R, India, 2741. Tier, A tier, the prodigy. Analysis: Prag won the 2025 FIDE circuit by being the most consistent elite performer of last year. He has already beaten Gukesh and Magnus in high-stakes games recently. His preparation under coach Ramesh has made him a theoretical monster. While he is younger than the Big Two, he has more big game experience than half this field. Verdict: a very likely winner if the veterans stumble. He plays with no fear.
Claude.
Pragnananda Rameshbabu is one of the most exciting young players on the planet. At just 20 years old, he already has nerves of steel. You don't forget his World Cup final performances. His tactical alertness is among the best in the world, and the Indian chess machine, team, preparation, support system, is second to none right now. The question is whether the candidate's format suits him. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and his style tends to be sharp and energetic. Over 14 rounds with no easy games. Consistency under fatigue is tested hard. He's also dealing with the unique pressure of potentially guaranteeing an All-Indian World Championship. Still, you cannot sleep on Prag. Prag is a tier. I'd put him just below Giri but roughly level with Wei Yi, with Wei Yi having a very slight edge on recent classical results at the Super GM level. These two are very close.
Grok.
Ark Praggnanandhaa, the 20-year-old Indian phenom, qualified as 2025 FIDE Circuit winner and has been one of the most consistent top-level performers over the last 2 years. He's already beaten world elites multiple times, has a very mature, universal style, no glaring weaknesses, and showed huge maturity in knockout events. Youth gives him stamina for the double RR format, and he's hungry after near misses in prior cycles. Some experts, including Caruana himself, put him right behind the Americans. Chance to win, solid, 15-20%. Praggnanandhaa is in A tier.
Next, Anish Giri. ChatGPT.
Anish Giri, chance to win, medium, Y, extremely solid player, very hard to beat, deep opening preparation, weakness, draws too many games, which hurts in candidates. Final judgment, Anish Giri is in A tier, slightly below Jawaker Sindarov.
DeepSeek.
Anish Giri, Netherlands. Giri is the ultimate pragmatist and a draw master, known for his solid, hard-to-beat style. His immense experience and mental toughness mean he should never be underestimated. While he rarely loses, he can struggle to convert small advantages into wins, which might prevent him from reaching the top of a highly competitive leaderboard. If he comes with aggressive opening preparation, he could be a real threat. Giri is in the B tier, with Wei Yi being perhaps slightly more dangerous for a tournament win.
Gemini.
GM Anish Giri, Netherlands 2753. Tier, B tier, the solid wall. Analysis, Giri won the 2025 Grand Swiss to get here. He is the best technical player. If he gets a slight advantage, he rarely lets it go. However, his tendency to draw games can be a liability in a tournament where you need 3 or 4 to win. He needs to find the killer instinct he showed in the Grand Swiss. Verdict, very likely to finish in the top 3, but needs a string of wins to take first.
Claude.
Anish Giri is where it gets interesting. He is chronically underrated by the casual audience because of his draw reputation, but Giri has quietly been one of the top 5 to 10 players in the world for over a decade. He has the experience of 3 prior candidates tournaments, which means he knows exactly how to pace himself across 14 rounds, something that destroys first-timers. He's an exceptional opening theoretician in his own right, and his practical decision-making has improved a lot in recent years. He rarely loses games, which in a double round robin is a massive structural advantage. The argument against him is that rarely loses also means rarely takes risks to win, and you can't win a candidates without winning games. Still, I think Giri is closer to S than people admit. Anish is a tier, the strongest player in a tier and arguably the third best player in this entire field. He's above Wei Yi and Prag in experience, even if both might have higher ceilings on their best day.
Grok.
Anish Giri, at 31, this is his 4th candidates, qualified by winning the 2025 Grand Swiss. The Dutchman is the definition of solid and safe, elite defense, superb preparation, and rarely loses games, which is huge in a tournament where draws are common. He's been close before and has the mental toughness. Recent form is strong, and experts like Anand flag him as one of the "this has to be their time" guys alongside the Americans. Chance to win, good, 10%. Giri is in A tier. Praggnanandhaa, Wei Yi, and Giri are all in the same A tier as the clear, next best, group after the S tier duo. Prag has the highest upside of the 3 due to youth and consistency, Wei Yi is the most unbreakable defender, and Giri sits right in the middle with the best balance of experience and solidity.
Next.
Jawaker Sindarov, chance to win, medium to high, Y, very tactical and dangerous, strong fighting spirit, can score decisive wins, less experience in elite round-robin events. Final judgment, Jawakhar Sindarov is in A tier and is slightly better than Anish Giri because he plays more aggressively.
Deep Seek.
Jawakhar Sindarov, Uzbekistan, the 2025 World Cup winner, is a fearless representative of the rising generation of Uzbek chess. His recent form is excellent, as he finished a close second at the Elite Tata Steel Masters in early 2026. While Nepomniachtchi says he is rather young and wouldn't treat him as a favorite, his sharp preparation and determination make him a very dangerous opponent who could easily spoil the chances of the top seeds. Sindarov is in the C tier.
Gemini.
GM Jawakhar Sindarov, Uzbekistan, 2745. Tier, B tier, the young lion. Analysis, the 2025 World Cup winner. At just 20 years old, he is the youngest player to ever win that event. He represents the Uzbek school of chess, hyper-aggressive and incredible in time scrambles. He is a relative unknown to the older players in classical match play, which is his biggest advantage. Verdict, could pull a Gukesh and shock the world, but may lack the 14-round endurance.
Claude.
Jawakhar Sindarov is genuinely exciting and genuinely an unknown quantity at this level. He's the youngest candidate this year, beating Pragnananda Rameshbabu by just a few months. Winning the 2025 World Cup is an enormous result. That format is brutal and requires beating elite players in rapid and blitz tiebreaks as well as classical games. His style is described as solid and resilient, which bodes well for a long classical event. But a World Cup win and a candidate's performance are different animals. He's making his debut here with a rating of 2,745, which is lower than most of the field, and 14 rounds against players like Caruana and Nakamura with full preparation is a whole different challenge. He can absolutely cause upsets, but winning the whole thing is a stretch. Sindarov is B tier, the stronger of the two B tier players in my ranking, just above Isipenko, because his World Cup win demonstrates genuine big game mentality.
Grok.
Jawakhar Sindarov, the 20-year-old Uzbek prodigy, won the 2025 World Cup and has climbed the rating steadily, now 2745. He's resilient, tactically sharp, and has shown he can perform in high-pressure knockouts. First candidate's appearance means less experience, but the youth/stamina factor is real, and he's a popular dark horse pick. Chance to win, possible but lower, 5-8%. Sindarov is in B tier.
Next. Wei Yi. ChatGPT.
Wei Yi, chance to win, medium-low but dangerous. Why, very sharp tactical player, can beat anyone when in form, inconsistent performances sometimes. Final judgment, Wei Yi is in B+ tier.
Deep Seek.
Wei Yi, China. Wei Yi is known for his dazzling tactical brilliance and creative, aggressive style. Nepomniachtchi praised him highly, noting that he loses very little with black and is quite creative with white. This balance makes him a very solid competitor. His main challenge will be consistency. His style can lead to brilliant wins but also risky positions that could backfire under pressure. Wei Yi is in the B tier.
Gemini.
GM Wei Yi, China, 2754. Tier, A tier, the dark horse. Analysis, after a few years of relative inactivity, Wei Yi is back and looks better than ever. He qualified by reaching the 2025 World Cup final. He is the most creative attacker in the lineup. If the tournament becomes chaotic and tactical, Wei Yi thrives. Verdict, the chaos factor. He could easily win the tournament or finish last depending on how his aggressive risks pay off.
Claude.
Wei Yi has been a known quantity in elite chess for years, but 2024-2025 was his true coming-out party. His victory at Tata Steel 2024 showed a ceiling that genuinely shocked people: creative, imaginative, fearless. He enters as the 8th highest-rated player in the world, having put up mostly solid results since his impressive 2024 Tata Steel Masters victory. This is his first candidates, and that's the only meaningful check against him. First-timers often underestimate how different the pressure is over 14 rounds with the entire chess world watching. At 26, though, he's mature enough to handle it. He is no stranger to high-pressure events as a regular participant in China's FIDE Olympiad squad. Wei Yi is a tier, just below Jiri in my ranking because of the experience gap, but he is fully capable of winning this tournament and would be my dark horse pick.
Grok.
Wei Yi, the 26-year-old Chinese star, world number 7-ish, qualified as 2025 World Cup runner-up. He's known for rock-solid play, deep theoretical knowledge, and being extremely hard to beat, almost Giri-like in reliability but with more dynamic potential in his younger years. Strong recent form and a history of beating top players in classical. He lacks the absolute peak candidates experience of the top guys but has the tools to go on a run. Chance to win, respectable, 10-12%. Wei Yi is in A tier.
Next, Andrei Esipenko. ChatGPT.
Andrei Esipenko, chance to win, low to medium, why, solid positional player, good technique, not many elite tournament wins yet, final judgment, Andrei Esipenko is in B tier, slightly below Wei Yi.
DeepSeek.
Andrei Esipenko, Russia. Esipenko is a disciplined and steady player with strong classical preparation. His peak form is very strong, but this will be his first candidate's appearance. He is a known entity who has beaten Magnus Carlsen in the past, but many observers feel he hasn't played consistently enough to be a serious threat to win the whole event. Esipenko is in the C tier, with Sindarov having shown better recent high-level results.
Gemini.
GM Andrei Esipenko, FIDE, Russia, 2698. Tier, C tier, the spoiler. Analysis: Esipenko is a brilliant classical player, but he has struggled against the very top tier, Nakamura, Caruana, in the past. He qualified via the third-place spot in the World Cup. He is incredibly resilient, but his ceiling seems a bit lower than the S-tier players. Verdict: likely to be the kingmaker. He might not win, but he will take points off the favorites and decide who does.
Claude.
Andrei Esipenko is a fighter. He famously defeated Magnus Carlsen in classical play early in his career. He has a sharp, confrontational style and doesn't shy away from complications. With his blend of creativity, tactical flair, excellent endgame technique and growing experience, he is well positioned to make a deep run. The problem is that deep run and winning are very different things. His rating puts him near the bottom of the field, and his consistency across a full candidates hasn't been proven. He's the kind of player who beats someone he shouldn't and loses to someone he shouldn't, which makes predicting him hard. He can absolutely ruin someone's tournament, but I don't see a realistic path to him winning the whole event. Esipenko is B tier, just below Sindarov in my ranking, but both are in the same tier.
Grok.
Andrei Esipenko, the 24-year-old, FIDE flag, qualified as 2025 World Cup third place. He's very solid and resilient, proven by bouncing back in qualifiers, with good technique. However, he's the lowest rated in the mid-pack and hasn't shown the same explosive upside as the young stars above him. Chance to win, low, 3-5%. Esipenko is in B tier. Sindarov and Esipenko are in the same B tier. Sindarov is clearly better/higher upside here due to World Cup win and rating edge. Esipenko is more of a steady but unspectacular performer.
Next, Matthias Blubaum. ChatGPT.
Matthias Blubaum, chance to win, low, why, lowest rating in the field, defensive style, less experience against top players. Final judgment, Matthias Blubaum is in C tier.
DeepSeek.
Matthias Blubaum, Germany. The German grandmaster is the clear underdog of the tournament. He qualified as the runner-up in the Grand Swiss and has a solid, positional style. However, he is the lowest-rated player and, in the eyes of experts like Nepomniachtchi, is not expected to challenge for first place. His goal will likely be to play solid, calm chess and act as a spoiler. Blubaum is in the D tier.
Gemini.
GM Matthias Blubaum, Germany, 2698. Tier, C tier, the underdog. Analysis: the surprise qualifier from the Grand Swiss. Blubaum is a math genius and an incredibly precise calculator. He is the clear underdog on paper, but he's notoriously difficult to break down. He didn't lose a single game in the Grand Swiss against a massive field. Verdict: he will be happy to hold draws against the giants. Any win he gets will be a massive upset.
Claude.
Matthias Bluebaum is the charming underdog of the whole event. He is making his debut in the candidates thanks to his unexpected second place in the 2025 Grand Swiss, ahead of many established and higher-rated opponents. He's a two-time European champion and a very solid, precise player, but the candidates is a different universe. He is facing players who have spent years preparing specifically for this format, with teams of seconds, opening databases, and years of elite classical experience. Players who thrive in long Swiss tournaments often perform surprisingly well in the candidates format, so there's at least a theoretical case for him. But realistically, Bluebaum is here to gain experience and maybe nick a few memorable wins. Bluebaum is C tier, the only player I'd put here, and it's not a criticism of him as a player, just an honest reading of the gap in experience and preparation. He's better than his underdog label suggests, but this field is brutal.
Grok.
Matthias Bluebaum, the 28-year-old German, qualified as 2025 Grand Swiss runner-up and is making his candidates debut, rating 2,698. He's precise and consistent with a math background that aids calculation, plus recent good form in some events. However, he's the lowest rated in the field by a decent margin and lacks the experience of the others in this ultra-elite setting. Chance to win, very low, 2-3%, mostly if everyone collapses. Bluebaum is in C tier, the only one there. He's a clear step below the B tier pair in both rating and proven big event pedigree.